In this video, I'm going to show you how to add weeding lines and a weeding box. I do have a video on my playlist. I think it's my Cricut Design Space Shorts playlist, where I go over the weeding box, but I'm going to go ahead and go over it in this video as well. So I'm going to turn the grid off because I just don't like working with it on. So I just click in between these two zeros. That's how you can turn it on, make it smaller, or turn it off. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is, of course, put my design in here. And it happens to be white. The black is showing my cut lines. And I'm going to grab a shape. I'm going to use a square, select it, go to arrange, and send it to the back. And then I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to place it behind my butterfly, giving it a little bit of room on all four sides. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn that white as well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, now this is my weeding box, okay? If I grab these two and I attach them and I go to make it, and I have a 12 by 12 piece of vinyl on here, it's going to cut this box out of that 12 by 12. It's going to also cut the butterfly, but you would weed this box away and then you can cut your vinyl and you don't have to worry about the rest of this 12 by 12 piece. Alright, so that's the weeding box, and then I'm going to detach that and turn my grid back off. Okay, now I'm going to come to my shapes and grab a score line. And the first thing you want to do is change it from score to basic cut. Okay, now I have cut lines. I'm going to tell you that working with score lines can be a pain in Cricut Design Space because you can't grab them if you resize them too much, or you'll see, I'm sure, because it happens. Let me go ahead and duplicate these a few more times. I'll make this one smaller, and I'm going to go ahead and rotate this one. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but what you do want is you want these lines to touch your cut line of your image and your cut line of your weeding box. So now, just looking at this, if I go to weed it, I am going to weed out just this rectangle here and just this little piece of triangle here, and then all of the rest of it is connected. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this one, turn it, and I'm going to put this one, now see, it's hard to select it. So you can come over here and try selecting it that way, but then when you go to move it, it's still hard to move. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that one, and then I'm going to grab this one. I'll duplicate that one, and I'm going to turn it again, and I'm going to try to put this one probably inside here, and I'll shrink that down just so now, well, it's not touching completely. You really do want to be zoomed in when you do this, so you can make sure that your lines are touching. And you don't want them going over, because if you go over, then you're cutting into your vinyl that is going to be your decal. Okay, you just want it to touch those cut lines. So now, rather than having to pull all of this up and trying to get this weeded out without, messing with this, it can be difficult. But with a line here, the only piece I need to weed here is just this little piece right here, which will make it a lot easier. And your vinyl won't stick to itself when trying to weed, basically. So that's what the weed lines do. You know, I could go on and on. You can also place them on the inside of your design, as long as you don't, you know, have it overlapping. See, this one isn't even touching. That's why you really need to be zoomed in. And then, you know, it's going to weed out just this piece. And you can keep adding them. Oops, I meant to zoom out. You can keep adding as many as you want to add. And then once you're done, select everything and attach it. Okay? And then go to make it, and you'll see that it's going to cut those lines, and it's going to make your weeding a lot easier, especially around all these little I don't know what you call them, doohickeys. That's what I call them. It's going to make weeding easier, especially if you were to put another one like right here. You would just pull up this little piece here, and you don't take the risk of this getting stuck to a big piece of vinyl and pulling it up and messing everything up. These circles as well, you know, you could put a line right here, and then you just pull up around the circle. So that's what the weeding lines and the weeding box is. So I hope this video helps. Thanks for watching.